I'll show you some pictures of the flying cars that I was able to generate. Here's a flying car flying over Manhattan. This is flying over an alien planet. Kind of weird. It looks more like a car, but it looks pretty. It's a pretty good rendering of a cool looking car. Here's another one flying over, I think, a modern city. This is another one flying over a modern city. Got a matte finish to it. I don't have a lot of control over what VEO generates. I just tell it I want a flying car, include a horizontal tail at the back section of the flying car, and it generates some images. Here's one that looks more like a T-tail. More like a car. This is kind of sleek. Got a longer tail wing. It got confused when I started to ask VEO to add horizontal wings in the midsection. I meant to have wings that sprout out from like underneath the doors, kind of like an airplane wing. Here's another attempt, and it did the same thing. It put some sort of weird wing contraption on top of the roof. Then it decided to make it into suicide doors, which wasn't what I had in mind. This flying car is flying over Las Vegas. Here's another car flying over Las Vegas. It's got a weird tail extension in the towards the rear. Here's a flying car over an erupting volcano. Kind of neat. It's got the lava rendered pretty well. Got some reflections on the body of the car. So VEO is it can do some things fairly accurately as far as rendering. Here's flying over Hawaii somewhere. Beautiful landscape. Yeah, I understand some things. Here, this is flying over a Haitian world. What it means is the atmosphere is hydrogen, and it's basically a water world. But it generates some clouds and some rocky landscape. So it doesn't quite understand. This is flying car through a Tron generated city. And this one's flying over a modern city. Here's a flying car with gold wings. I imagine the wings to be below the door, but this is what VEO did. It's flying over an alien landscape. So that's why the plants are kind of weird looking. Here I told to generate a flying car taking off an airport. I asked VEO to generate a flying car over Disneyland, and it used the iconic Sleeping Beauty castle as the background. Here's a picture of the Sleeping Beauty castle, so it's pretty close. It probably used this picture to generate the background with the flying car. Here's a flying car over Paris. This is a scene of Tomorrowland at Disneyland. It shows some super big structure moving in the background. But it looks pretty futuristic, and it looks a lot like Tomorrowland. I mean, the kind of theme that they would use. And here's another one. Pretty cool looking and modern flying car. Here I told to morph from a car to a flying car. It did the morphing, but there's no wings that sprout out. Here, this one looks more like a jet spaceship, but it's still pretty close to the theme of Tomorrowland. Here it looks more like a regular car flying backwards. That's the trouble with AI. It sometimes doesn't know the direction of the vehicle. Here's another jet-like flying car. This one's similar. Here's one flying low over the courtyard. This one is some weird flying car. The wheels are kind of large, going sideways. Interesting. And another jet-like vehicle. This is a Star Wars scene. This flying car is flying over a desolate planet. It's supposed to be like Tatooine, where Luke Skywalker lives. And this is pretty good looking vehicle. Got some strange wordings in the bottom that it generated itself. It's got that rustic paint look on it. I guess to blend in with the background. Here's one flying over a city. Yeah, the background looks a lot like Star Wars. There's some more landscape of Star Wars. This one, I told it to fly over Mos Eisley, city in Tatooine. Here's a picture of Mos Eisley, and you can see that some of these towers have round domes on top with sort of a recess down part way. So it's I think it's trying to model after a Star Wars scenery. And another Star Wars marketplace. That's cool looking. It's got some sort of timer on the back of the aircraft or flying car. This one's flying over a desert area. You can see the two moons in the sky. Here decided to go backwards. This one looks more like a car, but still good looking. This one through the desert. Kind of neat with all those lights. Okay, back at the marketplace again. And this one goes right through a support beam on the awning. This one's going to another marketplace. Don't know what those markings are on the top there. I don't read alien languages. This is a flying vehicle battling TIE fighters. It generated some symbols on the right side here, which kind of remind me of a first-person shooter game. And here's another epic battle. Crazy looking aircraft, flying car. And this one is retreating backwards. This one I think is supposed to be battling Imperial forces. I mean, it's pretty good that VEO is generating all these backgrounds on its own. I told VEO to generate a flying car with Mandalorian escorts. What I meant was Mandalorian in jetpack suits. So, but this gave me some fighters, so it got a little better. Now it's got Mandalorians. I mean, the visual effects are pretty cool looking. The jetpacks here looks like they're coming out of their boots instead of the back of the jetpack. But still, it's neat. There's some more Mandalorians. This is supposed to be a city of Mandalore. Here, the flying car almost run into some guards, but it's smart enough to get this guards out of the way. Yeah, you can tell I like Mandalorians. There they are again. That's pretty accurate, actually. I mean, except for the jetpack boots. This one's more close to it. Beautiful city. Here I told to be escorted by a Din Djarin N1 starfighter. But this is what it generated. Not what I expected. And here's some more Mandalorians escorting the flying car. This is another attempt to generate a Din Djarin starfighter flying next to a flying car. Well, if you like videos like this, give me a like, and maybe I'll generate some more cool images. And you can subscribe so you'll see the next videos coming out.